This is your lunch for like the month?
I need to eat 10,000 calories a day to maintain muscle mass.
Most people know that junk food like French fries and donuts aren't good for us, but sometimes the real culprits aren't that obvious. So let's look at 15 foods that should never be in your kitchen, and some will surprise you. Canned vegetables.
What are you gonna have? I'm thinking something raw and cucumber-based.
Everybody knows vegetables are good sources of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. However, this is a more accurate statement when we talk about the fresh vegetables found in the produce department, not the canned ones. It's true that fresh vegetables are some of the healthiest things you can eat, but canned vegetables can be a much different story, so you have to know what you're buying. While they can be conveniently stored for long periods without refrigeration, canned vegetables usually contain a lot of salt. A 1-cup serving of canned vegetables can contain as much as 380 milligrams of salt.
Salty, so salty, aging rapidly.
This amount of salt represents a significant percentage of a person's daily allowance. If you're going to eat canned vegetables, you should choose the no salt added variety or take the time to rinse the regular canned vegetables so you can reduce the amount of salt you consume.
Okay, let's give it a try.
Deli Meats.
Can we get some salami and...
Brian, let me handle this. Scusi, Babba-da-boopy?
Packages of sliced deli meats are certainly convenient foods to have in the refrigerator. Slices of roast beef, turkey, and ham are tasty choices when you want to make some quick sandwiches for lunch.
Delicious.
On the downside, however, most of the deli meats you buy at your local supermarket are highly processed, which makes them foods that should never be in your kitchen. Anyone who has made a sandwich with deli meats from the supermarket knows they can be very high in salt. These highly processed meats also contain a lot of preservatives and other chemicals that make them a bad choice for your sandwiches. You would be much better off buying a chicken or turkey breast and making your own slices for sandwiches. These kinds of meats are much less processed, contain a lot less salt, and are a much healthier choice. The less processed meats are also cheaper by the pound than deli meats, so they are healthier for your wallet as well.
Awesome!
Muffins.
The Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man!
Muffins are a delicious and popular breakfast food that is often thought of as a healthier choice than similar breakfast treats such as donuts. Corn muffins and bran muffins might let people think these baked goods are a good choice, but most of them are actually foods to be avoided. The thing you have to remember about muffins is that no matter how they are dressed up, they are basically still a piece of cake. In fact, many muffins have more calories than some donuts and cupcakes because they often contain a lot of high fructose corn syrup.
I can't eat this.
You probably wouldn't have a piece of cake for breakfast, but lots of people order a muffin every day. Oh, and don't be fooled into thinking you're making a healthy choice just because the muffin has some blueberries in it.
On me fait de blueberry, por favor.
Soda.
Root beer is super water.
There's really no one who thinks soda is good for them, but they drink it because it tastes good. The high levels of sugar in a can of soda represents empty calories and makes it obvious that this sweet drink is one of the foods that should never be in your kitchen. You can drink 2 or 3 cans of soda pretty quickly, and all that sugar, usually in the form of high fructose corn syrup, surges through your body.
that must be the sugar. Oh God, that's good.
The flood of sugar can quickly cause your insulin levels to spike. This is an unhealthy situation that can lead to your body storing a lot of unwanted fat. The diet versions are marketed as healthier alternatives, but diet sodas have other problems you should be aware of. These super sweet artificial sweeteners used in diet sodas contain few or no calories, but these chemicals can cause your body to crave more sweet, high-calorie foods and contribute to unwanted weight gain.
Drink lots of water.
Packaged oatmeal.
Just waiting for my breakfast.
Lois!
Oatmeal has a reputation for being just about the healthiest breakfast cereal you can eat. This reputation is deserved because oats contain protein, fiber, and vitamins and minerals. But all these good qualities can be ruined by a lot of added sugar, like in packaged oatmeals. The instant packaged oatmeals can be problematic because they usually contain an impressive amount of sugar and other sweeteners. The added sugar increases the calorie count quite a bit without providing an ounce of nutrition.
Oops.
You would be much better off sticking with plain oatmeal and adding your own toppings, such as fruits, nuts, or even a spoonful of all-natural peanut butter. These toppings will add a lot of flavor to your oatmeal without adding a lot of extra sugar.
Nice.
Granola.
My man, you've gone granola.
Right on!
Granola is often thought of as a healthy snack to take with you when you're on the go or as an alternative to the high-sugar breakfast cereals. However, like most breakfast cereals, granola can be very high in sugar as well. Some brands of granola are actually higher in sugar than the cereals people are trying to avoid when they choose granola.
Why?
The high sugar content means granola is a lot higher in calories than you would think. These tasty granola bits can also contain plenty of preservatives and other chemicals. These are the reasons this is one of the foods that should never be in your kitchen. Low-sugar granolas are available, so it's important to check the labels and compare the amount of sugar the different brands contain. Choices such as unsweetened shredded wheat and plain oatmeal are probably better options for your breakfast cereal.
Think about it.
Nutella.
Not so bad.
Nutella is a well-known hazelnut and chocolate spread that is sometimes marketed as a healthy alternative to peanut butter. However, all-natural peanut butter, the kind you always have to mix, is often made without any added sugar or oils.
Ah, very nice.
Nutella has a lot more sugar and fat than you might expect, but that's what makes it taste so good. This flavored spread contains palm oil, which is high in saturated fat. Because it's high in saturated fat, Nutella is one of the foods that should never be in your kitchen. The fat in all-natural peanut butter is almost all unsaturated fat, so it seems clear that peanut butter would be a much better choice to spread on your morning toast. If a delicious hazelnut and chocolate-flavored spread like Nutella seems too good to be true as a morning go-to, it's because it is indeed too good to be true.
Right.
Pretzels.
Pretzel sticks and ooh.
Potato chips are a popular choice as a go-to side with a sandwich, but they are high in fat, so pretzels are often substituted as a healthier option. While it's true that most pretzels are lower in fat than greasy potato chips, they can have just as much salt or even more.
If a pretzel is a quality pretzel, you don't need salt.
Pretzels are made with refined carbohydrates, just like many other highly processed snack foods. Even though pretzels aren't made with a lot of fatty oils like potato chips, refined carbohydrates can spike your blood sugar levels, just like cookies and other sugary snacks. Unfortunately, it turns out pretzels don't really deserve their reputation as a healthier option to their potato chip cousins, and that's why you should probably refrain from downing an entire bag. Whole grain crackers can be a better option to have with a sandwich or as a snack, as long as the salt content is kept fairly low.
It's all about moderation, my boy.
Nutrition bars.
I brought these. Nutrition bricks.
Nutrition bars have the word nutrition right in the name, so you would think they'd be a good choice. Well, don't let the name fool you, because these are one of the foods that should never be in your kitchen. Nutrition bars can also go by other names, like granola bars and energy bars. All of these bars sound like they would be harmless enough, even nutritious. But they can all have problems that make them one of the foods you want to avoid. Most of these bars contain a surprisingly large amount of carbohydrates, fat, and calories.
Pass.
Yeah.
This might make sense if you were using these nutrition bars as a meal replacement, but they don't really work as a meal replacement either because they usually don't contain much protein. These nutrition bars are not a healthy choice for a meal replacement or just a snack, so you're better off steering clear of them.
I'm for real.
Dried fruit.
Fruit is so much better when it's dried. I've eaten like 30 apricots.
Dried fruits are a convenient snack that you can take with you when you're on the go because they travel much better than fresh fruit. We all know you can't carry a bag of oranges or bananas and expect them to stay fresh for long.
That's borderline black. I wouldn't eat that if I were you. You're an idiot.
Dried fruit seems like it would be a healthy snack worth choosing, but the truth is a little different. Dried fruits have had all the water removed from them, so unlike fresh fruit, they are very concentrated. A bunch of grapes can be turned into a handful of raisins that you can just pop in your mouth all at once. Although there are vitamins and minerals in raisins, you are also getting a handful of sugar all at once. Some dried fruits even have sugar added to them to make them sweeter. Although dried fruits like raisins raisins are very convenient to have around, you are better off sticking to grapes and other fresh fruit as much as possible.
I'm going apple picking.
Flavored yogurt.
I asked for a yogurt fridge and I got one right next to my desk. I'm only a man.
Yogurt can be a great tasting, healthy snack because it contains protein as well as vitamins and minerals like calcium. The problem is that yogurt is often sweetened with a lot of sugar, making it a less healthy choice.
I have both type 1 and 2 diabetes.
Ow!
Some flavored yogurts can have the same amount of sugar as candy and soda, and people are definitely not expecting that when they open a container of yogurt. The solution is to choose plain yogurts that don't have any sugar added to them. You can then add any and all of your favorite fresh fruits like blueberries and strawberries. If you do this, you'll have a healthy breakfast or snack without all the unnecessary sugar. The key to remember is always to check the labels carefully.
Do you get me?
Sir, yes, sir!
Low-fat snacks.
I'm gonna use low-fat ingredients. Game changer.
Low-fat snacks sound like they would be the kind of snacks you should choose, but it's not always this simple. A low-fat snack is often equated with a healthy snack, but these kinds of foods can have all sorts of unhealthy ingredients. For example, many of these processed foods are loaded with preservatives. The manufacturers want their snacks to taste as good as possible, so if there is less fat in them, they make up for it by adding more sugar.
I see what you did there.
This means that low fat doesn't necessarily mean low calories. For example, low-fat cookies can contain even more sugar than regular cookies. People often end up eating way more low-fat snacks than regular snacks because they assume they are healthier. This can lead to eating many more calories than if they just stuck to the regular snacks. Enjoying the regular snacks in moderation is usually the better way to go.
Indeed.
Soy milk.
No vegan diet, no vegan powers.
Dairy products like milk and cheese can be an essential part of your diet. Soy milk isn't a dairy product, and many people think of it as a healthy alternative to regular milk. It's made from soybeans, which are considered a healthy plant-based option. However, you might want to avoid using it as a replacement for regular milk. Although soy milk doesn't contain estrogen, drinking a lot of soy milk can activate estrogen receptors in men. This unfortunate reaction can result in the development of enlarged breasts in males.
What?
While this reaction is rare, it's reason enough that soy milk is one of the foods that should never be in your kitchen. There is no reason to choose soy milk since there are other options, including different varieties of almond milk, coconut, and other nut-based milks. Unless you suffer from lactose intolerance or are vegan, you would probably be better off sticking with regular dairy products.
Trust me when I say this.
Rice cakes.
What do you got there, Peter?
Rice cakes? Never had one, but somebody told me this is a really good way to start your diet.
We usually think of rice as being a relatively low-calorie and nutritious food. You might even be tempted to think rice cakes would make a good choice for a handy snack because the plain ones are low in calories. But many people are surprised to learn that rice cakes rank high on the glycemic index, GI.
What did you say?
This index measures how quickly a particular food raises your blood sugar levels. The GI scale goes from 1 to 100, and the lowly rice cake scores a surprisingly high 82 on the scale. Foods that score high on the GI scale are digested quickly, so they provide quick energy, but the energy burst dissipates quickly as well. Rice cakes aren't very satisfying, and you'll most likely be hungry a short time later anyway. Some studies have shown that high GI snacks can contribute to hunger, so you could end up eating more calories in the end.
That doesn't sound good.
Agave.
Do you guys have any agave?
Agave has sometimes been touted as a healthy alternative to regular table sugar. However, both forms of sugar are made from plants, so they have more in common than people think. Agave comes with its own set of problems that make it one of the foods that should never be in your kitchen. Processed agave syrup is actually much higher in fructose than regular sugar. Like sugar, agave syrup has almost no nutritional value.
Good to know.
If you want to sweeten your breakfast cereal or other foods a bit, you would be better off using regular sugar. The level of fructose in agave is simply too high to make it a healthier alternative to table sugar. This and all the other highly refined sweeteners that are high in calories should only be used in moderation, if at all. Some people recommend maple syrup as an alternative to agave syrup. Just don't overdo it.
Just a little bit.
We've got more. Tap or click for more great videos, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell to join our notification squad. And hey, leave us a comment.